YouTube? Sandy Frank here. This week's episode of Hobby Talk, I wanted to talk about, just like every week, we talk about something that's been on my mind this week. And what's been on my mind, one of the things that's been on my mind, has been the new Metazoo. The Metazoo 2, or whatever it's called. Of course, we have the old Metazoo. Poorly ran company, but pretty cool cards. And then now we have the resurrection of Metazoo, and them saying, hey, we're going to make a new version of Metazoo, and the little previews have come out for the new Metazoo. So before talking too much about that, I'll show you, these are some of the cards, what they look like from the original Metazoo. Like, this is a card from Nightfall. You got the Wallow Lake Crustacean. You could tell a lot of this is inspired of Pokemon. You have the definitely standout red borders. You had, like this type of art that I think a lot of people enjoyed this art. But what I really loved about the art is there's a lot of stuff in, not just the cryptid itself, but there's a lot of like little Easter eggs and stuff in here that you can tell the artist really put some thought into the art. You have your stats about the characters. You have your attack. You have it's a very classic game card look to it. The artist name and then flavor text. Just really cool. Now here's another one. The Reaper's Crown. This is an artifact. This is from the Seance set, first edition card. I'm a big fan of the Grim Reaper, but again, you got some blood on there. It's got a little bit of an edge to it. Let's see, and you also had like reverse hollows that were done very similar type of hollow patterns to the old school Pokemon cards. This is the Snolligoster from first edition Wilderness. Again, there's a lot of stuff in these pictures, like the habitats and all that. You could look up and find out about Snolligoster, and likely a lot of this played into the actual Snolligoster. And of course, you got flavor text. And then this was the regular hollows, very reminiscent of the old Pokemon holographic cards. This is a Gasian Dietha. One of my favorite ones because it's a dragon and stuff. Just really cool. And of course, the card backs. A little bit edgy with this pentagram there. Probably quite a bit edgy, as we're going to find out. But this is the classic Metazoo card back. The card quality was top notch too. It was not very tough to get PSA 10s on Metazoo cards. But they presented really nice. They looked nice graded. It's just a shame that the company was so misran and the game apparently was terrible. But the cards are cool, and it was really fun learning about these different cryptids. So, that being said, we have the new Metazoo, and of course the new owners, they have free reign to do whatever they want. It's their company. You have a big fan base of Metazoo people that love Metazoo cards. They kind of like the way the Metazoo was, but I was going to show you this. I have to find it on here. But it's definitely a way different look than what I was expecting from the old Metazoo. So we'll show, these are some of the preview cards and the look of the cards. And feel free to put in the comments what you think of the cards. So this is the Sun Wukong. And this one is kind of like a full art, I would guess, or borderless. That's the new look of the card. This one actually does have some stuff in the background, maybe that would, tie in to this character. And it has the attack. You have the stuff at the bottom, very you know, looks kind of like a generic game card of what you would think a gaming card would look like. I don't know what any of these things mean. Maybe the game is funner. You know, maybe they do have that. But a lot of the edginess of the game is gone. The edginess that I think drew a lot of the Metazoo fans to Metazoo. Now here's the card back. As you can see, gone is the pentagram on there and this little red orb. And just the whole design is completely different. It's more like I'd say like a Lorcana type back of a card. You know, you got black border. You know, several of the new games have this type of a back, I would say. That's the new card back. Here's this is a power up orange. Now you do have a Mothman on that card, but you know there's not a lot going on there. You just basically have a Mothman with a bunch of orange light and not a lot of text on the card. Here is the Agora, and I don't know why this card makes me think of Lorcana. It's probably the black border, and it kind of looks like a Disney type art, but it's not a terrible art. You do have some like inhabitant of what this creature might live in. I don't remember the Agora though, but it is a creature. There's that. And then here is Maeve, a caster. So you're going to have casters in this game. And again, kind of reminds me of Lorcana a little bit. So I think they got some inspiration from Lorcana when they decided to do this. But as you can see, red borders are definitely gone. You got the jackalope. Yeah, it looks very generic. No offense to the artist, just kind of looks generic. You do have some notes there, so maybe the jackalope has something to do with music. I'm not sure. But you can see there's some different types of art in these cards. You have Spring Heel Jack. I would guess this is just like a normal cryptid, what they look like. Not a full art or alternate art or anything like that. You can see he's in a city environment. Just kind of a weird look to the card, but that one actually kind of looks cool. But again, it doesn't look anything like Metazoo because the borders are different. The card style is different. And I don't know if there are hollows or non-hollows yet. I don't know that. Here's the Mothman. And this one is definitely a different style. It's got kind of a white border. And it's like an action image of Mothman, like using his ray vision, blowing stuff up on the ground. Not my favorite card. But it does have some action going on in it. But like I said, it doesn't really grab me as a fan of the original game. It just has a completely different feel to it. Now this almost feels like a One Piece card. The style of the card, probably the white borders are doing that to me. And then this is considered an alternate art, I believe. Again, it's like full art, no border, full bleed, or what you would want to call that. Now that art looks kind of like the original Metazoo type art, but of course completely different feel because it looks so much different. But that one is probably my favorite one that I've seen so far. So, yeah. So what do you guys think of the new Metazoo? For me, I think it's, you know, the company can do whatever they want to with the game, but it kind of seems like you might as well have just started a completely new game because it really doesn't feel like Metazoo. And I think the people that are fans of these original Metazoo type cards, they are just not going to be as excited. Definitely not going to be feeling the art of the new game and the feel. Like, is so completely different from these old Metazoo cards that, yeah, I don't see a lot of people making that jump from the old Metazoo to the new Metazoo. And, you know, I get it. You want to start a new thing. But, you know, they've definitely not shown any interest in the old fan base. You know, I've said this before, like, you know, I know they technically don't owe people anything, but there's people that pre-ordered stuff from the old Metazoo, you know, hundreds of dollars in some cases, probably thousands of dollars in other cases, where, you know, it would have been a nice olive branch for the new company to, you know, give something to those people that were owed something. And because by doing nothing, you completely alienate all those people that had any type of pre-orders. The art is definitely another indication that they have no interest in the fan base of Metazoo, because it's completely different look to the game. It's definitely going to be a different playing type of game. Now, that might be a good thing on the gameplay, because the gameplay was not that great from what I hear of Metazoo. But, you know, the old Metazoo cards, it's kind of hard to describe. They had a feel to them. They had like an aura to them. Like, they're kind of like a little bit edgy. And I really like that. Now, I didn't like it when they went super dark with the Seance set, but there's tons of people that love Metazoo that loved that. And, you know, maybe I didn't love the Seance set, but I loved all the other sets quite a bit. And it was probably because they got some edge to them. They're not just like your kids' Pokemon. You know what I mean? The Wilderness set was kind of a more of a playful set, but it still had quite a bit of interesting cards to it. And, you know, they still felt like Metazoo. This new stuff, it kind of feels just like generic. I hate to say that, but it leaves me with the taste of generic and wanting to be like other card games, where Metazoo was, maybe they were kind of inspired by the art of the old school Pokemon. But, you know, as far as the rest of the feel of the game, is very unique. And, you know, what drew me into Metazoo is not drawing me into this new style of Metazoo. So, you know, and I was not a fan of the Topps sets, the Topps Wilderness and Topps Cryptid Nation sets, and the Topps Chrome. They were kind of fun trying to get refractors and stuff like that. But as far as the art of the cards, just not for me. I was much more interested in the game cards. They just look cooler. They just have a great feel to them. I love the flavor texts, all the cool stuff in the art, where the top set completely lost all that. And, you know, I didn't really care about their little blurb they put on the back. The card backs, yeah, I mean, this is part of the made Metazoo a little bit edgy. But, yeah, this card back I think is way nicer card back than the new one. And I also feel like, you know, when you see this card, you know instantly this is a Metazoo card. And the main reason is because of this red border, and probably because of the art as well. You know, that's kind of part of the name brand of Metazoo. Is, you know, oh, that's a Metazoo card, because no other game had red cards like that. This new card, I mean, if you would have shown me that card and I didn't know who that cryptid, like, let's say that fox-looking cryptid, I would have never guessed that was a Metazoo card. It just did not feel like Metazoo. If anything, I was like, oh, that's Lorcana, without looking at it very close. So, yeah. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs down on the new Metazoo game. And I have zero interest in the new game. I hope they do good with it, and I'm definitely going to follow and just see what happens with it. But, you know, I'm going to say that the Metazoo that the people that love Metazoo loved, it's dead and gone. But we do have these 6 sets. All right, we had Cryptonation, we had Nightfall, Wilderness, we had UFO, and then was it Seance next? Seance, and then Native, and then like I don't even really count the Karami or whatever, the Hello Kitty set, but at least that set you look at the cards and you're like, oh, that's Metazoo. It's just not really a theme set that I really dug, but those are way more Metazoo than this new Metazoo is, even being like Hello Kitty cards. So yeah, when you think about it like that, of how earth shattering that Hello Kitty set was, that was like, whoa, Metazoo is like really going in a different direction. Those still look like Metazoo cards, and they still have that Metazoo feel, just not as edgy, I guess. This new Metazoo, zero attachment to the old Metazoo, and I almost don't like seeing. I almost feel like I'm seeing a rip-off set of Metazoo. Like, oh, you're using characters from the Metazoo game to make some game, and that's basically what it is. They don't care to bring along the people that love the old cards. They don't care about the old fan base that kind of got screwed by Metazoo. And I say that because they were practically giving away all the old Metazoo stuff, like just pennies on the dollar. They could have sent some of that stuff to people that were owed product. So easy. They had it in hands, and just not even an email to those people that were owed something saying, we're sorry that happened to you. We hope you, like, I've never heard a peep from anybody on that. So yeah, it's kind of a shame, but at least to me the Metazoo is officially dead. This new Metazoo is not the same. It's just going to be the name only, pretty much. And then I don't expect the new Metazoo to last too long, because I don't see how it can when you don't bring any of the following. Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't speak for other people. There might be people that loved the old Metazoo that are totally digging the new Metazoo. Just not me, and not for me, and I don't think it's for the people that were a fan of like the edgier style of Metazoo. All right, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Later. Camera is really